For decades, you've played single-player games, but now, with the rise of the internet, multiplayer gaming is the wave of the future. But is that a good thing? This time in the bonus round from DICE in Las Vegas, our panel addresses the future of online play. Do gamers still even want single-player games?
More players isn't necessarily better.
And are games just too ambitious when they try and deliver both single and multiplayer experiences?
You're always building the shoulders of what you already did, so that makes it easier.
Find out next, right here in the bonus round. The bonus round is back in Sin City this week, talking about the future of video game design. And joining me, got Aaron Loeb from Planet Moon Studios, Greg LoPiccolo from Harmonix Music Systems, and Cliffy B from Epic Games. You guys are excited about the future, and let's talk about another element of the future, which is online. Now, a lot of talk now about online play. Certainly, all you guys are doing online games, know about the online architecture. Is online the future? Do people still want single-player games, or is it all about the multiplayer experience? Greg?
I think it's both. I think they'll coexist, forever. There's all these new design opportunities that are going to open up now that consoles can do it well.
Right.
But single-player games aren't going away.
You agree, Cliff?
For me, it's kind of like we want to do the whole trifecta of what the game is, have a great cinematic single-player experience that introduces people to the world, have a great versus multiplayer where people can shoot each other and step on each other's heads and take each other out. And then I want that co-op experience. To me, I don't think there's enough co-op games. And doing the co-op experience online, so I can invite my buddy to play through this dramatic cinematic single-player experience together. I think it's just a beautiful thing. And for me, online is great for versus, but it's also great for co-op. And it's also, for downloadable content, having new maps available every month, new songs, tracks like that. People talk about episodic gaming. To me, that's what episodic gaming is now. It's Rock Band Wednesdays, it's downloadable Gears pack, things like that. That's what I like to see out of episodic content in online gaming.
If only we could download that PC add-on content for Gears.
I see what you did there. You kind of brought it full circle.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
But Aaron, what do you think? Because it seems like these games are getting so ambitious now.
I think that there's a couple things there. One, I totally agree with that when I think about online right now, that it's actually more about downloadable content and additions than it is about online multiplayer necessarily. And obviously online multiplayer is going to go on and everybody loves it and it's necessary. But you see, how many songs have you guys now sold online?
We kept having to move the press release because it would go up by 500,000, while we did
I think they announced 2.5 million.
Yeah, it's up to 3.5 million now.
Yeah, so 3.5 million songs sold online. The game's been out for a month and a half or something.
Yeah, it's
like
amazing.
Right? It's absolutely incredible, right?
Yeah.
So that's a way that our business changes radically, right? Because the problem with online, right, the dirty secret of the video game making industry is that online actually kind of sucked for a long time because you built it and then you had to pay for it and you didn't make any money off of it, right? So, it actually slowed down your development time, it made it harder to make your game, and then you didn't get anything out of it except for an intangible, I think more people will buy my game because I have online,
And marketing
but I
told
don't
you
really
you
know
had to have
marketing told you you had to have
that.
that.
You'll lose
Well,
10 points off the review if you don't have
exactly.
it. Right?
But this is, you're offering the consumer something of real value. You just finished playing all the songs in Rock Band. I bet you want some more. Here you go. You can download them right now. And I think that's what's going to move forward into the future.
But are these games getting too ambitious? We talk about, certainly online co-op. I look at, Halo 3 last year, what they're talking about with Resistance 2 now, with, 2 campaigns, and 60-player online multiplayer. It's so much.
There's two ways of looking at it. There's having feature parity with the games that came out in the last year or so, as far as, features.
But everyone's trying to one-up each other.
No, it's good to have better software, party systems, buddy systems, things like that. That's all great. But depending on the game, more players isn't necessarily better.
Right.
Would hockey be better if they put another dozen players on the ice and double the size of it? No. That hockey's hockey, right?
Right.
So, if Resistance is going to super high player counts, good for them. That's the kind of game that they're going for. But other games,
you ain't going for that
that
size game, right?
It depends on what you want to do. If you look at Gears is 4-on-4 because we specifically wanted to design a game where you weren't shooting pixels that were 4 miles away. We wanted people in your face to have that kind of chainsaw them, just to have that ability.
But is there
to do
the
that.
sense of this one-upsmanship of sort of trying to add more and more features? These games become too big budget, and it just becomes. Rock Band's sort of a platform now more than a game, right?
Well, but you don't have to rebuild all the stuff you already built.
Right.
So you're always building the shoulders of what you already did, so that makes it easier. If you had to redo it from the ground up every time, then but. Hopefully it's you put it out there, people respond to it, they say, this is great, and now I like this and this and this, and then you put them in,